Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 32. 32. I lost count somehow. 32 of the hunt today. And today I'm going to be starting off something a little bit different, taking a break from the recordings of my Guiding Lands hunts back in Generations Ultimate. This time, taking a look at some monsters that I really want to make it into Wilds. So, regardless of how likely I think they actually are to make it into the game, I'll talk about that in each of the videos. These are ones who I would absolutely love to see again, and if I do get to see them in game, it's gonna be my longest yeah boy ever, each and every time. Pretty much every single one of the monsters we're taking a look at this week is going to be a monster that has not appeared since Monster Hunter Generations. I was taking a look at my list of ones I wanted to make sure I talked about, and every single one of them has been missing for a couple games, so I want to highlight them in part and also talk about why I love them so much. And the first monster we are going to be taking a look at today is Narjarala. Or maybe Narjarala. I never know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's a soft J or a hard J sound. If phonics nerd problems. But Narjarala is an awesome snake wyvern who we have not seen since Generations Ultimate, and who I'm going to go out on a limb and assume had very similar skeleton problems to Lagiacrus and Agnaktor, which is why it didn't appear in World and subsequently Rise. However, apparently they have gotten the skeleton problem figured out. People, I don't remember the monster's name, but the sandwormy thing from early on in the marketing cycle. People have said it has a very similar body build to Lagiacrus and Agnaktor, so fingers crossed. But maybe that means they also figured out how to do snake wyverns, and if they did, I think Narjarala is a great candidate to come back. People really like it, people have been asking for it, and in terms of Monster Hunter creatures, we really don't have anything like it. It is one of only three snake wyverns, I think, with Narjarala, Dalamadur, and Remobra being the only ones that fit that category. And Narjarala is the only large monster, non-Elder Dragon level snake wyvern. So it is completely unique currently in terms of its skeleton, its moveset, the way it behaves, and because of that, I think it has cemented itself in a lot of people's minds as a fan favorite, myself included. But I think what I realized recording footage for this video is that I like Narjarala a lot more in theory and in aesthetic and just spectacle than I do in practice of actually fighting it. I tried to record this footage 3 times before I actually got a successful hunt, which was pretty frustrating. I tried hunting the hyper variant, the hyper version of it at the end of G rank, and it whooped my ass so badly. A full 3 carts on every single attempt. And so, in order to get footage, I decided to bump it down to the regular G-Rank version, which, as you can see in this video, went a lot better. And it wasn't even so much that the fight itself is particularly difficult in terms of what Narjarala does. It mainly uses a lot of big physical attacks. It has its scales that it shoots out that do, a stun effect when they explode. And most commonly, the move it never stops doing is it circles around you for a little while before trying to paralyze you and then digging underground to burrow underneath you and do a lot of damage. None of these are too crazy to deal with, except, the digging around move can get very annoying when you're just trying to, actually finish the hunt. But what makes this fight tough, especially in the hyper version, is just how big its hitboxes are and how wide its attacks go. They can be very hard to get out of the way of, and when you have the hyper monsters who are tuned to 1 to 2 shot you in end game gear, it can become incredibly frustrating and a really tough fight to deal with. And while Mama didn't raise no quitter, I certainly became one of my own volition, so I decided to bump it down to the regular G rank, and I probably won't do too many hyper hunts because they are not meant to be tackled solo. And I don't know anyone who still plays Generations Ultimate of the people I regularly play Monster Hunter with, so womp womp. But that's just my own personal opinion on the fight. I know so many people who absolutely love it, and because of that and all of the other things I mentioned before, I am fairly confident we're going to see Narjarala again. Again, I have not been watching any of the marketing material, I have not seen any trailers, but I would be so surprised if he did not show up in Wilds. I think it currently being the only large monster snake wyvern that we have in the series is the biggest point in its favor, because if Capcom introduces a new snake wyvern, they're going to want to include something familiar for the old fans to latch onto and be like, ah, yes, we know this guy, now we're excited for the new guy. So I'm going to say that Narjarala is going to sit comfortably in between a 9 and a 10, like a 9.5, leaning ever so closer to the 10. I would be amazed if we don't see it again, and watch me eat crow when the game actually comes out. I also think it is incredibly likely to show up again in the future. I'm going to say 10 out of 10 for showing up in the future. A lot of people who are big Monster Hunter fans who started with World Arise have unfortunately not had the chance to fight Narjarala, so I'm curious to know what y'all think. Have you seen this monster before? Are you interested in fighting it if that's the case? Or if you are like me and have Monster Hunter on the brain all day, every day, and have thought this guy a bunch, would you be excited to see him come back? I would love to know what you think in the comments. And I am going to wrap up the ramble there for today. So, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And as always, please stick around until the end of the hunt if you can. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you next time.